prepared by the inquiry committee speaks about how a woman's blood sample was used instead of the teen driver's blood sample. That was the tampering that took place. Now, the stunning revelations have come out as CNN News 18 has accessed details of the report. Now, Dr. Halnor, who is now in custody, did not follow proper course of evidence collection is what we are learning from the inquiry report. This was when he was collecting the blood samples of the teen driver. Now, what we're also learning is that to tamper with the samples, he had collected samples of a woman and 2 elderly people is what we are learning when it comes to the brazen cover-up that has emerged in the wake of the Pune Porsche crash, which has claimed 2 lives. Now, what we are learning is that once the teen driver's blood sample was collected, it was swapped with a woman's blood sample. Also, what we are learning is that Dr. Halnor at the SGH, he had taken the blood sample of a woman and 2 elderly people, and it seems that those blood samples were there on standby to swap them with the sample of the teen driver who was behind the wheel of the Porsche that night on May 19th when he mowed down 2 people on that busy Pune street. So these are the details of the inquiry report, ladies and gentlemen, that we are accessing. To get more details, I'm joined by my colleague Yesha on the broadcast to get more details when it comes to this case. So Yesha, can you tell us about these other samples that were collected by Dr. Halnor? Were these samples from some regular checkup which were used to swap the sample of the teen driver?
Absolutely. In fact, these 2 samples that we speak of, there were 3 samples that were collected as standby. These 3 samples, one was that of a female, 2 were that of elderly people. Now, these were the samples that were used to swap the actual sample, or that of the accused. Of course, there have been details that have emerged which state how the accused's sample was in fact changed. The accused's sample in this case was taken. It was thrown into the dustbin, and then the other 2 samples which were collected. However, now when you speak of these very allegations, it is an inquiry report by the committee which in fact speaks of how these samples have been collected. The sample, that of a woman and that of 2 elderly people, is something that's going to be cross-checked as to whose sample it was that was swapped with that of the teen. This is a part of the inquiry report and also a part of the crime branch's further investigation in this case. Yes.
Thank you, Yesha, for getting us the latest when it comes to this investigation. So